All right, guys, check this out. Let me see if I can catch this straight for you. All right, that's probably a good location, huh? Watch that bolt down there as I rock the ram back and forth. You see how that housing comes apart or comes up and down? And of course, this is the side that's all bent and screwed up. So whatever they hit, they did a really fantastic job. This side over here, it does a little bit, but not nearly as much. Okay, and this is also an 11-pin electrical connection, where all the newer ones are like 13-pin. So I can't see defined 11-pin wiring harness for my headlights on for my truck. So I'm gonna have to look at the one I got. I know that's for a Ford, and they could probably fit my headlight sockets. So I'm gonna have to buy a 13-pin and hope to God I can make it work with the 11-pin wiring harness. That's another issue I haven't come across yet. I'm gonna, God, I just want to blow this thing up. Jeez. Oh boy, this thing is getting worse and worse as I look at it. Yeah. So, all right. How the hoses go on this RT2 bus V-Plow pump is okay. I don't know if this is return or the supply comes down, goes down underneath, and comes to the bottom one on the block. Okay. I don't know if this is supply or return on this one from the pump. Comes this way, goes down, comes around, goes on top of the block, on that outside, on the top. Okay, the first top on the top of the block goes this way, and of course comes to the passenger side ram. Okay, this one with the portioning valve goes down, goes through the hole and tees off and goes to the little rams. Those are teed together. So, okay, then the last one in the back here, of course, goes down, comes down, and goes to the ram on the driver's side. All right. Of course, you got your power over here. Your red goes on this side, black down there, your ground's down there. What's going to have to happen, I'm going to have to empty this, I think, because this is pressurized, and I don't want to get a bath and I start disconnecting things. And I'm going to disconnect things probably up here, because if you look at how rusty these are, the likelihood of me getting these out and keeping them and to be able to reuse them, probably slim to none. I'm going to have to cut these bolts off because there's too much play in them, and replace them. Same with that side. I'm going to have to cut these out. Well, maybe I can turn those out. They don't look as nearly as bad. So, and here's something strange on this one here, guys. Let me try to get this straight for you. You see the nut is on this inside of the plow, and the bolt head goes that way. On this side here, the nut's on the outside, and the bolt's this way. I don't think that was like that factory. I think they'd probably have the bolt going in and the nut on the inside. So something there happened that was changed out. Besides that being super loose now. So that just seems strange that they'd have them like that from factory. I think that's someone's been there before kind of thing. All right. So, and what was the other thing I was going to comment on this? All right. Of course, this is all screwed up. If you look at that, it's melted for some reason. It got hot and it shriveled down. Weird. Makes me wonder if it's any good now. And I got an 11 pin, not a 13 pin plow. So I don't know how much that's going to affect me trying to get a wiring harness to the headlights of my truck. I kind of want plug and play. I don't want to have to destroy my wiring harness in my vehicle. Plug and play would be nice. So I know the RT3 has it for it, but I don't know if it's adaptable to the 11 pin wiring harness on this plow. I'm going to have to do a little research on that. Okay, this thing is probably going to be not like I wanted it to. I was, going to make it all beautiful and like new. I think we're going to kind of stop where we're at and just make it work. Because the more I look at it, the more there's stuff wrong with this thing. And I'm never going to get my money back out of it at all. With all its little bent up issues. Hopefully we can get it so it operates and leave it as that. See, the board should be in this week. Well, the parts for the boards, and we'll start making the boards. So that will go into the plow. So that's where we're at right now. I'm gonna have to get something that can drain the fluid out of this thing, like I said, because I don't want to disconnect those hoses and get a bath, because hydraulic hoses are usually under a lot of pressure. Even though you can see that this one moves quite a bit when I was jiggling it, so there might not be a lot of fluid left in it. But better be safe than sorry than get a bath of that stuff, because that stuff stinks. It smells, yes. Not that, it's not something you want to be covered with. Okay, guys, that's where we're at now. I wish I could got a little difference, but tomorrow I think I'm just going to bring the stuff, and if I ain't got a different job I got to do, I'm just going to start knocking it out. I've been putzing with it because I really didn't want to get onto it, but I should probably get a battery and see if this thing even operates. So first, bring in my rest of my wiring harness and just connect it up and see if the rams even move, if the pump runs, because it's just it's getting to be a little too much with the bends and stuff in it, and fabbing everything. I mean, it's getting to be a lot. All right, later. Okay, guys, or gals. All right, underneath there, you'd see that is the drain for the pump on the V-Plow. Now, come over here. I took about 2 quarts. It holds about 2 quarts, I think. I don't know if the camera can pick it up. You see all the little specks? Like there's gold in there. Well, that's metal shavings in the oil. This pan was completely black with no metal shavings. And if you guys can make that out in this light here. Let's see, I'm trying to get it so you can see all the metal in there floating around. I very much doubt that they've ever changed oil in this V-Plow to have that kind of amount of metal in it. If they regularly were changing it, it would have a lot less. So there again, maintenance. Must not have been heavy on this guy. So I'm hoping to God it works. After I see this is add to the fuel of, wow, I got my hands full on this one. All right, I'll continue on. I'm gonna start disconnecting. I'm gonna start disconnecting the rams off the block. So that's what's gonna happen next. I wanted to get the oil out as much as I could so I didn't have a bigger mess. So, okay, I'll let you update. I'm not gonna record that part of it because it's gonna be messy. All right, guys, I cleaned it off a little bit, and you can see there's a W2 and a W1. It must be wing 1, wing 2, so they must call them wings. I remember they changed it to board, I don't know. So I wrote driver's side, passenger side, and lower rams in the center. Okay, now on the pump over here, it says R and P. This is R here, and P here. So power, feed, I don't know, what would P be? Feed? It can't be feed. Power and return. Okay, so over on the side, it's got P, and that goes to P. And then this one says T, and it goes to R. Does that make any sense? So, you'd think it'd be R. All right. Here's my question. Okay, I took off the wing, passenger side wing, and I see my stuff's coming off. See, that's what that stuff will do. It'll take off all your writing. My passenger side writing on the block there. Okay, you see in that pan, there's some nice big metal shavings. I cleaned that pan out. So my question is, I'm really complexed on this. Where does the metal come from? I'm thinking that the pump would be just like a little star that would spin, that would push that fluid around. Where would it come? Where did it pick up metal from? I mean, does it wear out this part? Does it wear out the block? It's kind of a really interesting question. Is the cylinders inside wearing out? The rams themselves? Well, anyways, you see this one's going to be a doozy to get that one out. I think I'm probably going to cut this one off first and get it away, and that way I can drain it completely out, tip it over, run all the fluid out of it. So that way it's completely dry. Then I move on to the next one. So next, what's going to end up doing, I'm going to end up cutting this bolt off, nut and bolt. Oh, and there's supposed to be a washer welded to this side too. It's not there either. The factory does that when they put them on, because I went and got the install directions, the install manual. And they're supposed to weld a nut here after they put this together, or a washer here after they put it together, so it can't come back apart. And as you can see, this side doesn't have it. So what I'm going to end up doing, once everything's all said and done, is putting one on there. So, all right, that's where we're at. Okay, I cut off the good side, the good wing, ram, and as you see, this bolt is a little bent too. There was no way of getting it off besides cutting it, so we cut it. Now, as you see, I got a brand new grade 5 bolt in here, and look what we got here. the hole itself is wore out. Well, it's oblong. I don't know how I'm gonna make that better. I would like to have a little tighter fit so it don't wiggle. So, okay, now my next thing. This thing just keeps getting better and better, right? All right. Next thing here, let me show you guys. Walk over to the table. I got the ram over on the table. So I should probably point you up so you're not looking up my nose, right? My nose has been dripping. Okay. Now look at that guy. Ooh, she's a little not round at all. And I know those guys are expensive. So I'm going to take the next one off and see what that one looks like. I'll see if I can find some used ones maybe. Try to get a little better deal than a new one. I know. I looked one up last night and they were like 140 bucks a piece. Well, 146.99. So that would be $300 just in rams to try to keep to having that so much slop in there. This one probably has to be replaced. I could probably sleeve them, but this one is so bad. Bad. Let me go get the bolt and I'll show you how the bolt fits in there. Okay, here's with the bolt in it. Look what this thing does. It can move side to side an inch. Granted, it's not going through the cylinder, right, the ram, but look at that. Back and forth, back and forth. All right. So we might have to come up with something. Maybe I can sleeve it. Be difficult though to come up with something, I'm sure, that would sleeve in here and fit in here and tighten that up. I don't want that much play in there because otherwise that wing's just going to be flopping all over the place. Going down the road to be something else. Well, we'll have to take a look. We're going to get the next one off. Take a look at that one. That ram actually looks a little nicer, like it might have been replaced. They might have replaced that one because that one's got, or it's just leaking. That kept it from rusting. But that's the side that was heavily hit. So I don't know what to expect from that. We'll see when we get it off. And I'll let you guys know. I'd really like to show you guys me doing the work, but it takes so long to try to get this stuff off that, I'd have to time lapse it or something to try to shorten the video up. Otherwise it'd be hours of me just trying to get this stuff off. And I know you guys wouldn't want to sit there and watch that. But as you know, I always bring you in when I get the stuff apart. All right, guys, we'll continue on.